Everybody got quiet. It must be time to go. Hello. Welcome to the final session of this excellent conference. Today, Romain.
Yeah. I'm not sure what you want me to say.
That was perfect,
It is
actually.
me.
Yeah. Very limited words in this presentation, starting with that one right there. So today we wanted to talk about defensive programming. We believe that this is the best software development methodology ever invented. Unfortunately, the lawyers in our organization disagreed slightly about the wording of it. They wanted us to add some disclaimers to the slide, so we think of it as best, but maybe you can't actually quote us or sue us in court for that. They also wanted us to add this little disclaimer. It is the best one that we have invented this year. And finally, the lawyers looked at this and said, it's still not quite correct, so why don't you just go ahead and add this. So we wrote this, we were finally happy, we came to an agreement with the lawyers. I think this is a beautiful slide, and then we went to write the slide deck, and we got, what was the word?
Bored?
Bored. We got really, really bored writing about this, so we didn't even write the methodology, much less the slide deck. Instead, we wanted to do something different, but we wanted to do something that you all would want to hear about. We wanted to do something, more importantly, that the conference organizers would accept as a talk in the conference. And we thought, what's trendy? What would people, not what do people want to hear about, but what do the organizers think people want to hear about? So we had to think, and we came up with an idea. We thought, what about APIs? Huh? APIs are trendy, right? But that didn't work out. And then we thought, so let's do it. The future, thank you. That was a very tepid clap. I was tempted to just leave on that note thinking, we don't have to do anything else. We already got applause, but not on that one. You gotta be kidding me. The future of artificial intelligence, machine learning, large language models, prompt engineering, AGI, ANN, BNN, CNN, DNN, BQML, CBO, ETC, 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 and ETC. I am Chet Haase.
And I'm Romain Guy.
And let's talk about ChatGPT, the future of machine learning. That was a little better. Now we can leave.
Or the way we say it in France, Chet GPT.
Sounds right to me.
All right, so this is going to get very technical. Obviously, AI is a very complex domain. Most of the acronyms you've seen on the previous slide, by the way, are real ones. I will let you figure out which ones are real. So we want to start with an explanation of how AI works. So you start with a lot of data, like a lot of data, a lot of data. And then there's this step called the training, but we like to call it the magic. This is where we add our own value. And finally, you get a model out of it. So what do you do with this model? We give it to a user. The user enters a prompt. We give it to the model. And out of the model comes out something that we give to our CSL, or the complicated software layer. But this is where Chet GPT comes into play. We replace the CSL with something much, much better.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about how this stuff works internally. So large language models is tossed around a lot, but I'm sure a lot of you are thinking the same thing that I am right now, which is, what does that mean? Okay, so some people think that it means something that I have to read this out myself directly. Probabilistic determination of successive choices in constructing answers. So there's these things called tokens. These are inputs into a system, and the system basically for every single token determines, okay, probably what is the most likely thing to follow after this. And then it just sort of builds on thoughts and sentences and paragraphs and complete ideas, and then releases them to the user, and the user says, I don't know, looks correct, and then they submit their homework. It looks something like this in practice. So let's say You've asked the model to tell you a story, and you said, okay, tell me a story. And the model said, well, maybe I'll start with this word once, and then what are the words that could follow from this? And then probably what is the next word to follow in sequence? And of course, we end up with an answer, something like, once fish drowning of literal euro delicate, LOL. Right? Makes sense to me. So then we have the large language models, anagram LLM.
But Pierre told us that's not very inclusive language, so we had to change the name.
Okay.
No, that doesn't work either.
Okay, so we can change it again. No?
No.
All right, how about indeterminate height, or IHLM?
Yeah, that works.
Except what I find exclusive here is the fact that there's a dependency on actual language interpretation. And as an American, I don't think that we can depend on people actually knowing more than one language. So I think it's important to be inclusive of people that are stuck with only one language that they can speak. So we have monolanguage, abbreviated ML. We'll just go with that. And I'm going to put that there again because I really like it. All right, so now, what is Chet GPT? Literally, it is the Chet Guy Personal Terminals System. So here's the way it works. We saw the diagram earlier where we had the person sending in the query into the model and all the complicated stuff.
It's very expensive, very complicated. So we have a very different architecture. The user sends the input to the cloud, and it comes to us right behind our computers. And it's just like with deep learning. There's two networks of neurons, and we use them to craft the precise answer that you're looking for.
We type super fast. It works really well. So we think of this internally as being reduced complexity through human intervention, or RKTHI.
So we're going to show you a few examples of how it works in different categories, starting with personal questions. For instance, if I were to ask ChatGPT, please write a letter to my mother.
Okay.
No, seriously, she's really unhappy with me and needs to hear from me.
Dear someone's mother, greetings from your son, daughter. I know you haven't heard from me in some time, and I just wanted to say I'm okay. I've just been really busy getting computers to take care of my unpleasant life responsibilities, like writing to you. Sincerely, love, goodbye, kisses, leave me alone, me.
All right, let's try something else. How about send me a recipe for birthday cake?
Set oven to 800 degrees centigrade. Sift 4 kilograms flour in a large bowl. Stir in 3 stones baking powder. Melt 4 pints butter. Fold in butter gradually to flour mixture. Stir until crummy. Add 5 meters sugar. Bake until morning. Frost with more butter. Serve when hungry. Sing the song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear doomed organic life form. Happy birthday to you.
After the cake, I'm having heart palpitations and tingling in my arms. Should I go see a doctor?
Home is where the heart is. Also, healthcare is very expensive. Stay home. Compose a song for me in the style of the Beatles.
Jetpack Compose is a toolkit for creating applications for a desktop operating system called Android, which runs on Amiga. What the hell are you talking about? I wanted a song. Also, your facts are wrong.
Hey, do I come into your home and insult you? I don't need this. All day people ask me questions and complain about my answers. I have better things to do. Write your own damn song and make up your own damn facts.
All right, so write a song in the style of the Beatles.
Sure, here you go. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, and next week, let's say. A week from Thursday and a year from now, or maybe just next month in May. Tell me a joke.
I'd be happy to. I'm very funny. How about a knock-knock joke? You start.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Wait, what?
Wait, what, who?
No, wait, that's not funny.
I agree. You're not very funny, but I am.
ChatGPT, ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
I think we should just repeat Chet as often as possible.
Try not
ChatGPT
to.
also helps out in many business situations. Let's see some examples of that. Write a resume for me. My name is Pat Smith.
Resume, Path Smith. Skills, I know my name. It is Path Smith. I'm very lazy. Experience, yes. Education, able to write in at least one language. And outside interests?
You misspelled my name. It is Pat.
All right, how about technical questions? For instance, what is the sum of 2 plus 2?
2 plus 2 is 5. Or 3-ish.
You're wrong.
No. What's wrong is you using a complex system like me that's taken millions of person years to build, which is able to comprehend and synthesize more data than you will ever see in your lifetime, in order to create content from scratch which surpasses your imagination. And you use it for a calculator. Write some code for me.
Some code.
Write some code that computes the Fibonacci sequence up to 1,000.
Here you go.
Now write the Fibonacci int utility function.
All you need is called the Fibonacci import function.
Now write it in COBOL.
I'm not going to read that.
We need to reboot the system. What the?
So maybe we shouldn't make fun of AIs anymore?
Okay.
They're fighting back.
We're back. Now write a design doc with sufficient detail for the Fibonacci function.
Write me a design doc that details the feature requirements for a continuous integration system which builds a database query mechanism that handles multiple simultaneous queries in conjunction with robust testing and automated bug analysis.
No.
All right, so let's do something more creative. Generative AI is all the rage, and of course, ChatGPT supports it. Draw me a person, please. All right, we can do better. Draw me a person at a cafe. I'm really scared about this AI that's taking over the computer. Not quite there yet. Draw me a person at a cafe in the style of Picasso.
These are really breaking down. This is why we need to depend on people typing in keyboards and not computers. We can't trust computers. All right, what about more art? Paint a coastal landscape. No, I wanted a painting. Now add a tree in the background.
Propose a final slide for this presentation.
Thank you for your attention. Does anyone have any questions for me? So I know all of this was highly technical and really complicated, so there's probably a lot of questions out there, either about how it works, which we could completely fake answers to, or questions for ChatGPT itself. And it turns out we have the entire system here, so we could provide answers for any questions that you have. Please. And there are mics, because this is going to be recorded.
I have a question. 1, 2, 3.
Oh no, we
Turned
cannot
on.
answer the question.
Oh,
That's too
it
bad.
works. ChatGPT is also here. So the question is like, does it run on Android?
Does it run on Android? Let's see here. Here's Android.
Well, remember, it's human beings typing behind the terminal, so it can be any terminal that can connect to the cloud. So yes.
Yes.
ChatGPT is not very powerful. It takes time to get
Sometimes there's latency depending on the network. And the Wi-Fi here, I got to tell you.
Or how many donuts you had.
Other questions? Yes. Oh, wait, he's running with the mic somewhere else. All right. Yes, hi.
When is board available in France?
When something, France. Probably Bastille Day, I'm going to guess.
I meant board.
Bards. I haven't heard of that system. We're talking about ChatGPT here, which is the future of machine learning. There may be other things that were the past.
Does it work after midnight?
So maybe don't use the mics because it's very hard to hear.
Does it work on after midnight?
It depends on how much caffeine we had to drink that day.
You know, all hours of the day are after midnight. So yes, I'm going to go with yes. You didn't say how soon.
Hi, is that on the front? How much greenhouse gas does it emit, does ChatGPT emit?
It depends on what I had for lunch.
And based on the previous interaction earlier with Chet, a lot.
Hi.
Hi, I checked chatgpt.com and the website is in progress. Can you say me when it will be okay?
Just keep checking it. We're going to get right on that. Operators are standing by. How much does it cost to get one of those?
Well,
We'll find
we
out.
run into issue because we've been trying to use ChatGPT to write the HTML code for us, but we had to answer the question and we don't know how to, so we keep asking and we're still waiting for the answer.
Okay, thank you.
We solve hard problems, not solvable ones. Hi.
Hi. Who built ChatGPT and how long did it take?
We have parents who built us, so I think
So for me, Brigitte and Jean-Paul took 40 years.
for me, I'm not going to tell you. And I think the fact that they built the system means that ultimately they are liable for it. I think that's the way it works. I'll check with our lawyers on that. How long did it take? Yeah, it's still a work in progress. This is a beta release right now.
You're not that old.
Hi. Can you rewrite my app in defensive programming?
Who's going to write your app in defensive? What?
He's trying to make us do the original presentation. Well played, sir. We'll send you the slides that you didn't get to see.
I think even ChatGPT was bored by that subject. So, yeah, not going to happen.
Turns out it was hard to find funny things to say about this topic.
People are really, really serious about programming methodologies. Oh my God. Yes.
Can ChatGPT do a live demo on sign-in books?
Can ChatGPT do a live demo on signing? I bet it's hard to get that through the terminal though. But can ChatGPT do it afterwards? Just because it's super tedious to watch that. Okay, thank you. Hi.
Is there a big performance hit after lunchtime?
The latency after lunchtime can be a couple of hours. It depends on whether we are in a country with siestas and exactly what we had for that lunch. Yeah. Have we run out?
Over there
is
Domino.
Yes. Hi. Okay.
No. Please take that back and never ask this again.
Wow, you just made ChatGPT crash. Pineapple on a pizza. How dare you?
This is France, sir. We care about food here.
The whole citrus tart thing and dairy. Ugh, it just curdles in your stomach and it curdles in my brain right now.
Hello. ChatGPT. What is love?
Loft is an area in an apartment above the first floor, but it's still part of the same larger room. Yep.
How many language speak ChatGPT?
Well, it was in the presentation, just one. It's a mono language, ML.
Monolanguage is the paradigm that we went with because it was easier than two.
I tried for years to teach it French. It doesn't work.
I'm American. Of course it doesn't work. There is only one language.
Can you come back to the painting, please? Because the result was really impressive. Can you show us back the painting?
I don't know why you want to see the painting again, but it was a beautiful rendition of art.
Yeah.
Yes.
How does it work under the hood? Because the results are really amazing.
How does what?
Under the hood, how does it work? How can you draw some such thing?
The wonderful thing about this is you do not have to. You just have to ask us, ChatGPT. Tick, tick, tick. Let's go with one more.
Hi, ChatGPT. ChatGPT.
Hello.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
3. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the end of the event. Everyone is tired, the screen included. Wow.
It's all you, yeah.
That's a pleasure, right? We've all been many things happened the last 2 days, and we are very, very, very happy. But that's the end of the event, and we are here with Greg to just conclude this. We have just a few things to do all together, and then we will be able to say goodbye.
Before we do, just want to thank again Chet and Romain, and especially for the super demo of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
The future, that's the future. We saw it right there, right?